Hey everyone, Soundwave84 here with another Transformers Earthrise review. On my way to 3,000 subscribers. Hopefully I can hit that by Christmas. This review will take a look at Earthrise Sunstreaker. First off, take a look at the box. You got your nice Sunstreaker box art here. Turn the back, got your back 15 steps, get you all the way around. And shamefully, I guess regret, I don't know what the right word for this is, but he only comes with one weapon, and it's his piece supposed to be on his back. Much like Wheeljack, whose shoulder cannon was supposed to also be his rifle in a hand. Sunstreaker suffers from lack of accessories and weapons as well. All they had to do is mold one more little gun and stick it in his hand. But then you got your artwork here, obligatory Galvatron on top, and let's get to Sunstreaker. Alright, so here is Sunstreaker. It is a lovely figure, a nice retooling of the Wheeljack mold. We all knew it was going to come from that, but they did enough to it to make it different, even including a fake front of the car for the feet down here. This right here are fake, where the real front of the car is actually on the bottom. So I guess beware if you're playing on any kind of hard surface, probably like this table, up scratching, getting paint, scuff marks and stuff on your feet. Because when you put them in car mode, you will see that. So just beware of that. Otherwise, overall, the figure is nicely detailed. Yes, the yellows do stand out, especially on camera. In real person, but in person, the colors, while still different, aren't as jarring as they appear to be on camera. You can adjust things when you take photos on your camera to make it look more real world, more in person real world. This ain't real world here. This is fake world, people. Turn around, you can see the back side where the front of the car will be hiding in the back. And this piece back here makes the the little modded air intakes on the back. I kind of wish they were a little more boxy, sort of like how they are on the Combiner Wars figure. I think that would be nice if someone can make this piece here, like something like this stuff on his back. I think that would look really good on him. Other things you probably could do is, you could always add a touch of paint or something, or some company can make some like little missile things to stick in these ports up here to make it more like the G1 toy and stuff. There's things you can do to try and mod this figure. Hopefully, 3D printing companies or non-F will be making stuff. I do know that Matrix Workshop is making a kit, and I'll show it up on the screen right here, for Sunstreaker. It's a spoiler, because he doesn't come in a spoiler in vehicle mode like he had in his G1 toy and in his G1 cartoon appearances. They're also giving him two weapons. One's I think very like toy-like, I think, and one's cartoon-like. So they're giving him stuff. I just kind of wish they gave him a new backpack piece too. I guess they figured this one here will do, and it can do, and it does just fine. It's small and clean. It's not bulky, but I kind of like the boxy look of these air intakes because it's a little more cartoon and a little bit closer to toy. So that is something I kind of wish he needed accessories. He's lacking in accessories, and at least Matrix Workshop that I know so far is going to kind of help alleviate that problem. And people will say there shouldn't be a problem to begin with. No, not really. They should be able to throw in a little gun of some kind. Of course, then people might just complain that it's not the correct gun. Doesn't match the toy, doesn't match the tune or something. But at least he would have had a weapon, So we'll do some quick comparisons with these other Sunstreakers. Here is with Combiner Wars Sunstreaker. They're the same height. Combiner Wars might be slightly taller. Heads are very similar in molding and design. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see. They're pretty similar. Combiner Wars is a little more detailed, but the overall shapes are pretty similar. It gets a little more different when a lot more different when you bring in the Classics Universe version. The head is more outlandish, really big, probably more like the toy. This right here, there's springs for that transformation, so it was not in the way. This is his IDW look he had, like all hell Megatron and stuff. They had based them off the toys at the time, and he didn't really. This is the toy he had. So it's also a lot bigger. So we'll zoom back out so you can see all three together. The old Universe version, the deluxes, you can say were a lot bigger. I do know some deluxes were smaller. Hot Rod was awfully tiny compared to like this guy, and then so somewhere they were varying in height, but you got bigger toys at your cheaper price point back then. And Combiner Wars, of course, went up in price. They cost more than this, but they were definitely made a lot cheaper. Now, I think the yellows on these two are a lot better. They actually match the roof yellow, and in person and not through the camera, you can tell he needed to be more of a sunny yellow, and not a sunny yellow in places, and not a pale yellow in the other places. They should have really molded the other plastic in these colors, because apparently, these colors exist. They could have molded it in the same yellow here. That's my biggest nitpick. But in person, without these two next to them, and without through the look of the camera, is not as jarring. Trust me. But if you're a stickler for colors not matching, don't pick this guy up. He'll just bug you to death. Okay, a few more comparisons I guess I should do. Here is Earthrise Optimus Prime, and we'll bring in a wave mate here. Here is Trailbreaker. And next to Siege Sideswipe, his brother, the Lambos. They do look nice next to each other. Now let's get to looking at a little more of the detail on Sunstreaker. Alright, so a little more detail. Got some detail inside the windshield here. I like the blue coloring on the windshield and get different lights. It's a darker blue on camera, more of a brighter blue in person. But I do like the color of the blue. Got some blacks, more blues down here. I like how the hubcaps and rims here are painted. You see how it's going to, it transforms very similar to Wheeljack. You got the things back here, which has some sculpting details on them as well. And you can turn it around. It looks really good. I mean, I'm not complaining about the overall detailed design of the figure. Lack of weapons and the lack of the matching yellows would be the biggest problems. But otherwise, he is an excellent Sunstreaker. Take it apart, and then it becomes his handheld weapon, which doesn't support blast effects, which falls out of his hand when I put him on the ground. So I just not noticed that doesn't support blast effects, huh? Well, okay. Sorry, Sunstreaker. Your weapon just sucks. But yeah, it looks crappy there, so it's always just going to stay on his back. You can see a little more design back here. We'll go into articulation real quick. It's everything you come to expect. He's got some tight joints. As far as I can get his hip, I ain't gonna force that. I think it's rubbing up there. Back to there. Out to there. Knees bend to here. Got your upper thigh swivels. You can 360 the waist all the way around. Shoulders go to there. 360 those. You got your swivels. See elbow bends to here. No wrist swivels. They fold in. They're just pinned through. Ankle tilts for days. You got a little toe rock here. And that back piece here moves as well. Head. You got a slight up. A little down. And a 360 all the way around. Joints are fairly tight, which is a good thing. They're not overly tight. They're just tight enough that he can hold some good poses and stuff. So that's what you want out of a figure. Alright, so let's transform Sunstreaker. Take him, fold his hands in to his forearms. Grab him by the chest here, just like Wheeljack. You open this up and you see that it will tab in. Take his head, fold it into the gap there. Just close that for right now. You don't close it all the way. You're going to use this in a second. Come down here to his feet. Fold this back piece up. Bring his feet down his hinge. You can see how it's going to now form the front of the car. This. And you're going to take him here at the waist. You want to 180 him around. And then it's going to be just like Wheeljack. And bring this up and over. And it's going to then re-tab. And you tab it all together. Right here. Take them here. This piece comes up. It's on that hinge. This will come down. You can see where these little silver tabs are. They're going to go into here. So let's bring this up over and tab that in. Now he will rotate here right above that piece with the hinges. Bring that around. Line up your lines right here. And then you're going to take his arms, turn them this way. Collapse them down. They're just going to tab into everything here. Let's line that up. Collapse it down. You want to take his arms. Of course, they're going to fold in like Sunstreakers did. You want to spin them like this, which is perfect because now it gives you ports for like the spoilers and stuff that Matrix Workshop and them are going to be making. He's not tabbed in right here. Oh, that's why. Bring this down. Little tab here is going to catch in to everything. Take this little thing to spin it around like this, and you are done transforming Sunstreaker into vehicle mode. Very simple, very easy. I do like this old black line. It's almost like the black tail lights. It's really cool. I just wish he was all molded in this bright yellow. And like I said, it's not as jarring in person, but it is still very noticeable. Rolls really well. Excellent rolling vehicle. I'm glad that these ports are here, because companies are going to have some field days, probably making some upgrades and stuff for this guy. Yes, there is a slight gap here, and you can push those tabs in. They just don't like holding very well, but it is there. But it also helps because I can get my finger in there to pop that up. So, all right, and there's Sunstreaker next to Siege Red Alert. And my Red Alert does have some upgrades from Non-If, and you can see how they gave him a spoiler. I'm sure there's ways maybe they can make spoilers for him as well. And these spoilers from Non-If for Siege Red Alert and Siege Sideswipe are also transformable, which means you can leave them on during transformation, and they fold up and stay on the back of his legs, which is really cool, by the way. And there is G2 Siege Sideswipe. Really cool, though. I kind of wish they did a little more Earth-like on Sideswipe, which is still pretty much Earth-like. It's not really that Cybertronian. Next, the Combiner Wars Sunstreaker, and yes, Combiner Wars Sunstreaker is actually a lot larger in vehicle mode. And then again, you look at it wondering why they couldn't just mold him in that yellow. It's Hasbro. And if you can see here, if I can kind of block out this light a little bit, you can see that's pretty much how it looks in hand. It's not as bad. It's like that. And it's still not as jarring as it looks on camera, though. And next to the Universe or Classic Sunstreaker, they're actually a little bit closer in size than he is with the Combiner Wars. And this is more like an updated look. Oh, I forgot to fold that down. So overall, he's not a bad vehicle mode or anything in this. We'll bring Combiner Wars crappy back into this. I just wish, out of all the transformations, he's got the more involved one. And it's just... I do like how they integrated the weapons. All of them kind of go into the car, but he only had one to integrate. But I would say he's still an excellent pickup. I wouldn't pass him up if you see him. If you don't have either of these Sunstreakers, you need a Sunstreaker in your life. Sunstreakers, he's always a nice character to have. And having more Lambos is never a problem. Final thoughts on this guy. He's excellently designed. It's a good retooling of the Wheeljack mold. He looks really good in his vehicle mode. Looks good in robot mode. He is just lacking in accessories, and this things you wonder about is why they couldn't just mold him in the yellow plastic you see surrounding him here. Now, he is actually two-toned as well. This is different. That's because it's on the painted black, but I don't know if there's an upboard back then. I wasn't as prominent online with stuff. And this is also painted, and that's one reason why it's different, is because these are painted. This is painted on some black, this is painted on this blue. But you just can still wonder why they couldn't mold the yellows to be the same. Thanks for watching this review. I'm nearing 3,000 subscribers. If you'd like to help me out, if you're not a subscriber, please click that subscribe button down below. Don't forget. Also, check out the links down below if you want to pre-order the newly revealed Kingdom figures. I do have an Amazon affiliate storefront where you can order those from. Also, purchase things through there. I also help the channel out as well. And say thanks for watching. Until the next one. Peace out.